Fallout 3 has 5 DLCs, and one of them takes place in an alien spaceship where you can find technologies that goes beyond what the world can contain. But what if you decided to completely ignore those groundbreaking weapons and take up a similar challenge like that other Bethesda game that takes place in an alien spaceship? As I'm finding the answer to the question I completely made up of can you beat Fallout 3's Mothership Zetta DLC by killing with only a wrench. Now how exactly can this even be accomplished in its wrenches on miscellaneous items that you might pick up to later just sell for a few caps as soon as you get to a vendor? Well, that is through the power of mods. As a wrench mod by Ben's 10-wheel turns the everyday wrench you can find in a capital wasteland into one of the more brutal methods of taking someone's life. Now it's time for the challenge to somewhat start. As a baby boy has been born, blessed with the natural features given by the glory of Adam, named myself with an overtly obvious reference, then my mother died from excitement by the sight of her glorious baby boy. I really took after my father more than I realized. I assigned my special stats by draining Perception, Charisma, and Agility to put 10 in Strength to deal more blunt damage, 10 in Endurance for taking more damage, 9 in Intelligence for more XP, then 8 in Luck for added Brutality. As Dad came back after 15 seconds, I had to wait a bit more as he explained some Alpha and Omega verse shit that I don't really have knowledge of. But I think he's secretly a deviant. As he does so, I grab the Capitalist Dream merchandise truck and slam it repeatedly to Father and manage to draw out a nice splatter. Then I chase him with a block of wood before the light blinds me. At my 10th birthday, I was rude to everyone as this segment is only impactful the very first time you play the game. Now as payback for wasting my time, I'm gonna waste even more of my time by killing everyone that I can with my fists. I didn't even bother to quick save quick load, I just used console commands to force the door open for my massacre. Luckily this didn't cause any time paradoxes, so I then killed the rat roach with police brutality and get my picture taken before another time skip. Beat up bitch just because. Skip the go to tech melee weapons, medicine and science. As I head out, bitch's spirit suddenly talk to me as the heavenly light takes me to another time skip. If you've watched any other Fallout 3 challenge videos, then you know the vault segment is basically the same, so I'll make it a bit more interesting. As I grab my weapon besides Floyd Lewis's corpse, I killed everyone else as they are supposed to be dead 9 years ago. Then I grabbed bitch's greasy leather jacket because I thought it would be funny to add an 80s Google to the abductee assembly. I also turned on no clip to kill Gloria Mack and sadly not Alan Mack, as I can only make him unconscious. I was also curious where this door went and see that it leads to the void. I then killed the Overseer and grabbed more stim packs from around the room. I also took the pre-war money there, just in case I need to go band for band with the aliens. Finally down to the vault entrance, the door here didn't open, so I used console commands to let the 2 remaining security guards in to add another kill to my name. As I let the sun scorch my skin with her deadly laser, I healed up with some food scraps and assigned some skill points for melee weapons and science. Then I grabbed Little Leagues for more damage. With the sprint mod installed, I began making my way to the crash UFO, but since I only have a single point in agility, I can only run for like 5 seconds. I also didn't notice any speed increase between regular running and sprinting. Maybe that's because I have a single point in agility. On my way there, I encountered a giant rat scorpion that was marked with green, so I thought it'd be friendly, but the game lied. As it finishes its meal, it came after me next. And I'm not planning to become food for giant irradiate scorpions anytime soon, but I did cut it along, and was disappointed that the UFO didn't pick him up. Not to worry though, now I have another reason to complete the DLC. As the average sized green man probed my butthole, I was thrown in prison with gender-bent Kazuki Soma, and started a fist fight because the third Judgment game may not be conceived anytime soon. I also got my first roadblock here, because Soma's a bit too brittle with her dust allergies as the alien would eventually kill her, and I don't have any means of killing it. And while I could turn down the difficulty from normal to easy so she'll have a better time dealing with them, I'm not that much of a pussy, so I opted instead to hit the aliens too until they're low enough for someone to kill them and grab the shock baton to deal with the rest. Now feel free to say that I failed the challenge here, but I'll use my ability as the rule maker and word twister, as in the beginning I said to only kill with only a wrench in the Mothership Zetta. That's right, while you're there in the 4th wall, I went ahead and broke the 6th wall while you weren't looking. Moving past my elementary grade levels of trickery, I ignore Sally and make a generator explode by pushing 4 buttons, then wait as she crawls away to open this particular door. I finally got my wrench back and obtained the first alien kill to my name. I then went back to the holding cell to kill this Rivet City security guard for better armor. Following Sally in the Steamworks, I killed 3 more ambushing aliens. Also checking our inventory for alien gels, as I wanted to reserve the stimbacks for as long as I can. I then waited an ungodly amount of time for Sally to open this door, and took my rage out on the remaining aliens. Luckily there was a health arcway, so I probably should have just bum rushed it in the first place. Now this part is basically just a giant hallway, so it's largely just me beating up aliens using a wrench with nothing special, and with surprising ease, especially with the alien workers. Sally told me to not harm them, but they kidnapped me. I will take it personally. Now the only thing that was more so annoying is the alien turrets. They shoot fast, and since I'm using a melee weapon, I can't hit them as easily. And even if I did, they would just explode and cripple one of my limbs, so I choose to just run past them. Entering the area that's going to be our main hub for the DLC, I meet the X walks into a bar assembly, which consists of John and Courage, the only useful companion since he can make adapted alien gel for more healing. John Ishin, whom I killed for his samurai armor because it gives 35 damage reduction, and plus 10 for both melee weapon and melee damage, even though he's technically John Kenzan, since the armor he's wearing has a symbol from the Tokugawa shogunate, but yeah, whatever. John Marston from Red Dead Redemption, and finally, Major Tom, who failed to take his protein pills. Being given my next set of objectives, I head over to the hangar, and immediately notice the damage difference. I killed this alien with one swing to the head, and killed the other in 2 swings. I also killed this helmeted alien in 2 hits without criticals, just to confirm my damage. Now that I know I'm a force to be reckoned with, I sound the alarms and killed the wave of enemies manually instead of using the pylon thingies near the ship. Don't worry though, I still have half a brain left, and used corners to lure the aliens to me instead of being out in the open. This didn't last very long though, as the rest aren't as easily fooled, so I took it out to the open and died a few times. While the aliens are easy enough to kill in 2 hits, the Guardian drone would take around twice as that, and they can easily cripple my limbs as their weapons are basically souped up rocket launchers. I finally gain a bit more brain cells as I hotkey the adapted alien gels to sanction some damage, and finally walk away as the victor and destroy the generator. I then head back to the gang and see that they've captured an alien, so I hit that alien to accept their gift, but one of them killed it. Now, the reason as to why I fought the wave manually is because I thought I could walk away with more alien gels, but no, I only got 5. Well, no time to cry over spilled alien milk. I then head over to the oversized freezer and I killed everything I can tangibly see, whether it be aliens, robots, even the variety of popsicle flavors that consists of wasteland chocolate, rat strawberries, and mutant mint. I even made some exotic Zeteran shave ice for the folks back home, and a Century Baja Blast for the road. I then eventually found a generator and waited for 10 years for it to explode. Heading back to the central bay, I see that my comrades have been fortifying and supplying food for me. The most important one being this hammer. You'll see why in a moment. I don't want to say this constantly, so just assume that after every skirmish I asked John Anchorage to come all over the alien gel. For some reason I decided to enter the engine room, and using another mod I've downloaded, I threw the hammer I picked up and very nearly killed this alien, and then went back to a previous save to add more guns to my wrench. I cleared it out, but it's just a nothing burger as the unique cattle prod is worthless and I only got 4 alien biogel. I despise the robot assembly, as I have to guard and drone in droves, and instead of words I'll just show you what I was experiencing. Once the generator is no more, I can now enter the decompression chamber, and made the fatal mistake of taking my protein pills, but failing to put my helmet on as my head explodes. As ground control issued me a new body, I'm stepping through the door and see that my space odyssey was really fucking boring, as all you're supposed to do here is run around and press some buttons across a large area. So I accepted my fate and become the starman that I was destined to be. Heading over to the higher part of the ship, I don my samurai march once again, and call upon my minions. I waited even more as Sally is doing a diehard, while this weird-ass disembodied alien head is spewing nonsense. The biological research thing is just a long combat hallway, since we know that most things just die from at least 2 hits. This is just very uneventful. Though I did level up by the end of it, max out melee weapons, and grab the toughness perk to resist keeling over. This area also has a unique shooting range that will reward you with a unique perk if you kill 10 enemies with any alien weapons, and I somehow obtained it, even though I've only been wielding a wrench. The 10 billion raiders are still there too, see? Ignoring the buggy nature of any Bethesda game, the second combat hallway is the experimentation lab, where we meet my cousins from the outback, and slaughter every single one of them, as they are blights of alien experimentation compared to my purebred atomic reconstruction. This one tried to get me to smell his fingers, so I bust his cranium open and took his bobby pins. Since we do things in threes here, another combat hallway. But we're not done yet, as now we need to destroy 4 generators at once in this confined space. Weird. 4 generators. What does this mean? Well, what else other than foreshadowing for the 4th combat hallway? Admittedly, this is a bit more confusing and annoying because of this force field device thingy that only deactivates after every enemy in the area has been dealt with, and the fact that there's a third here that I can't reach. Luckily, it didn't block anything important. Arriving at the bridge, I killed everyone else while saving the captain for last, and he too died by 2 hits. Now it's time for the final battle, a match between 2 alien depth lasers. Perform in a turn-based combat system. I waited for a while here because I forgot Fallout 3's DLC doesn't have ending slides, so I killed everyone else for being useless, even John Anchorage, who did not get spared. I then returned back to the capital wasteland alongside my newly adopted daughter, and my giant rat scorpion pet, as I beat Fallout 3's Mothership Zetta DLC by killing with only a wrench. Wasn't much of a challenge though. The samurai armor really carried me as I channeled my inner Musashi Kenzan. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, subscribe if you want to, and
bye.